Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the program. Our sign language interpreter for the night is David Agondoa. We start where we should tonight. Oburu Odinga, the elder brother of Raila Odinga, has chosen the site where the former premier will be buried. Ibrahim Karanja was present for the entire process, including the initial digging of the grave. He now joins us live from Siaya to take us through the events as they unfolded. Ibrahim, good evening. A long day for everyone, but this is the best place to start. What have we witnessed? What do we know?
Well, Smart, at exactly 7:04 p.m. this evening, the grave of former Prime Minister, the late Honorable Raila Odinga, was dug. They broke ground at exactly 7:04 p.m. today at Kangoka Jaramogi. That is in the Nyamira area of Bondo, because that a surrounding area is called Nyamira. And this was about an hour and a half after Odinga's elder brother, Siaya Senator and now acting ODM party leader, Dr. Oburu Odinga, identified that particular spot. It was the exercise of identifying that particular spot was one that did not take long. In about an hour from the time when Dr. Oburu Odinga got to that particular homestead, the Kangoka Jaramogi, the larger Odinga family homestead, he stayed in there for about an hour, first went into the house of their youngest mother, broke the news again, like he had broken the news from this house where I am right now, because this is Raila Odinga's Opoda Farm house. I'm actually inside the main living room. So just as Oburu Odinga broke the news in this particular house earlier today, he went to Kangoka Jaramogi and also broke the news again, stating that Raila Odinga had died and even giving the details of where the service will be held and identifying where his younger brother will be buried. The burial site is about 4 or 5 meters from the grave or the mausoleum of the first vice president, the late Jaramogi Odinga. So Raila Odinga will be buried just some 5 meters away from where his father was buried. But let me bring you back to where I am, Smart. And like I have already mentioned, this is the house in which Senator Dr. Oburu Odinga broke that news earlier today about the passing on of Raila Odinga. Why this house, you may ask? Because this is the rural home of Raila Odinga. This is the main living room of the Opoda Farm house of Raila Odinga. And where I am standing, you can even see there are hallmarks of a family, of the Odinga family, from right behind me, the portraits and everything, well organized, just as house right now in a somber mood. Even those who have been living here, taking care of this homestead, very, very sad to remember that the man of the house is no more. And from where I am, even as Smart, I quickly wind up this particular link, I am told that anytime Raila Odinga was here and anytime he wanted to watch TV, he would sit here. From here, the TV set is not too far. And what I've been told some few minutes ago is that while especially watching football, remember he was an ardent fan of Arsenal, he would sit here most of the times in shorts and even sit so comfortably enjoying the match. This is where Raila Odinga would sit while watching TV, but this is not the only place he would sit. He would, when attending to visitors and such other occasions, he would have other places to sit, and I'll take you around in a few. But the hallmarks of the Odinga family, like I said, are here, including this particular portrait that has Raila Odinga donning a tie that also has the orange color, of course, identifying ODM. We have Mama Ida Odinga there, a very happy family. We have Rosemary and Rosemary's son. This is Raila Odinga's daughter. Of course, right behind is the late Fidel Castro Odinga. Then there is Raila Jr., there is Winnie Odinga, and of course, more members of this particular family. And this is how this family knew each other. In the presence of Raila Odinga, this family would always speak of love. I mean, remember even Raila Odinga himself expressing the kind of love he had not only with his nuclear family but also with his extended family. He has previously, during his lifetime, remembered the time when he was detained without trial, that particular time when his mother died in 1984, and he was not allowed, in fact was not informed about his own mother's death, only to come and learn later, 2 months later, while incarcerated. So this is the story of Raila Odinga, and like I said, he would sit, while not watching TV, he would sit at a different spot. That spot, right now, if you enter this particular living room, you would identify it. Why would you identify it? Because it has been covered in this white sheet throughout the day. Actually, from yesterday, no one is allowed to sit here. This is where Raila Amolo Odinga would sit anytime he is home, hosting visitors, or even sitting and communicating with his family. Even when Dr. Oburu Oginga came in, this seat was like this, remained covered up until the time that I'm told Mama Ida Odinga will also be coming home later to even open the doors and such. But that is the spot from which Raila Odinga would sit when he was at his Opoda farm home. Finally, even as I wind up, is this beautiful portrait again of His Excellency, the late Raila Amolo Odinga and Mama Ida Odinga. Again, you can see the value that Raila Odinga had on family. And this is where the body of Raila Odinga will be spending the night on Saturday night before being taken to Kangoka Jaramogi. That is according to the Luo culture, the Luo customs. He will be brought here after the public viewing of the body at Mamboleo grounds in Kisumu. He will come by road from Kisumu to Bondo. He will make his way to Opoda farm. So the room that I'm in right now is where the late Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga will be overnight on Saturday night before he is taken to Kangoka Jaramogi. But actually between here and Kangoka Jaramogi, there will be that stopover at the Jaramogi Oginga Odinga University of Science and Technology, where the funeral service will be held from, of course, expecting the huge number of mourners who are likely to turn up. They have picked the university, the Jaramogi Oginga Odinga University of Science and Technology, as a place where the funeral service will be held. Then eventually, the final interment will happen at Kangoka Jaramogi, right next to the burial Vice President Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. That final interment will be a private ceremony for close friends and family and top government officials, of course, including President William Ruto. But we shall also be there to cover for you as history unfolds, as we were there to cover for you at 7 p.m. this evening, when the ground was broken for the final resting place of Raila, who is on the other side of on the other side, Michelle.
So people behave well.
Well, Ibrahim, we are outside Raila Odinga's Opoda farm home here in Bondo on the second day since the passing of the late former Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga. And of course, for the next, in the next 2 days, the world will turn their eyes to this little-known corner in Siaya, a place that bore the footsteps of the late former Prime Minister. Many here with anticipation and sorrow as they anticipate the body of the late former Prime Minister to arrive here in Siaya. Of course, President William Ruto has announced that he will be accorded a full state funeral with military honors, with a national memorial service tomorrow in Nairobi. It will be attended by national and international dignitaries. But here in Bondo, Siaya County, the hometown of Raila Amolo Odinga, many arrive with expectations of how they expect to receive the body of a man who said he should be interred within 72 hours of his passing. Many have interpreted that final wish of the late former Prime Minister with different interpretations, many saying it is not enough time for a man of his stature to be accorded the final rites. But let me speak to some of those who are here outside his Opoda farm home. Just about an hour ago, we had hundreds of youth showing up here, many on borders, staging a candle vigil. And you can see those behind me also holding candles. And they say they will be doing this up until Monday in honor of the late former Prime Minister Minister Raila Odinga. Let me just get some of their views here right outside the Opoda home. Let me begin with you, sir. A very good evening. Tell us your name and why you're here this evening.
My name is Charles Omondi Angengo. I'm a resident of Siaya. And first of all, I'm here to give my condolences to the family and to the entire nation and to the residents of Bondo and to the Siaya people. I'm here to condole with the family and to show solidarity with the fellow Kenyans for the loss of our father, our friend, the great Igma of the Africa, and to show the world that we are ready to receive Baba in a very special way, though not normal as we used to be, but we just want to show the love and to show the world that we love Baba and we will still love him, whether in internal. We hope we will have another Baba from this great county of Siaya.
All right, let me speak to you, sir. Of course, residents of Siaya County have interpreted very differently those 72 hours that Baba said he should be interred within his death. How have you interpreted this? Because the residents of Bondo are expecting to give Raila a big send-off.
Yeah, right. I'm Donald Odhiambo, a resident of Bondo. We are here for the candle lighting, and for the Baba's wish, we must respect the Baba's wish, the 72 hours wish. But for our wish, it was to take like maybe 2 weeks or a month. But we must respect the Baba's wish.
Absolutely. All right, thank you very much. All smart. Those are the residents of CI, especially those in Bondo, saying that they will respect the 72-hour wish of Raila Odinga, within which he should be interred. But many of them, of course, ripe with expectation as they anticipate to receive the body of the late former Prime Minister Raila Odinga come Saturday. Back to you, Smart.
Can you add one?